There you go. The only virginity that I care about is the status of my olive oil. And with that, let's jump into the Spook6ular movie segment. So last night, I watched the sequel to the movie I watched the other day, Insidious Chapter 2. Now, I want to say this up front, that I will probably not watch the two extra movies in this series. They don't have the same director, and I would have to pay for them. So, I'm not going to do that. Maybe I'll check them out another year. But I watched Insidious the other night, and I watched Insidious Chapter 2 last night. And I'm not going to lie, I thought these movies were pretty great. I thought that they were really good. So, let me just talk about, first of all, the elephant in the room. Time travel. That's right. Insidious Chapter 2 introduces time travel. They introduced time travel. Can you fucking believe it? They got some motherfucking time travel. Wow. So not only does Insidious have, like, the dream dimension, astral projection, shared dreaming, Insidious Chapter 2 brings in fucking time travel. What the fuck? How are you bringing in time travel in this shit? So anyway, the plot of the movie picks up, like, literally right after the first movie. It's a direct sequel. It's one of those kind of movies where it's like, really, it's just one movie, but in two parts. You know, Insidious and Insidious Chapter 2, basically it's just one film in two parts. It picks up literally the same day as the first movie. There's some flashbacks. One of the things that was really strange in this movie is they had, like, a young actress play one of the other characters, but then they dubbed in her lines with the older actress so that the voice would be the same. That was weird. But, like, it worked. I mean, I don't know. I was trying to look for, like, the desync and the lip sync, but it was actually pretty decent. But anyway, so, and so that was cool. I love the time travel elements where you're in the astral projection dream death world and you can just, like, go to different moments in time. So anyway, they go to this Elise person's house who dies at the end of the first movie. She's, like, the demonologist ghost hunter. And people go to her house. They find, like, a videotape of the young Josh, who's the main dad in the first movie. But as a kid, he had the same issue that his kid had in the first movie. So they find a videotape of the demonologist treating the young Josh, and then they freeze frame, and then they find the old Josh in the background of the videotape of the young Josh, and they're like, right? And then it's like time travel. That's right, motherfucker. We're bringing in time travel. So ghost dimensions, we got ghosts, we got demons, we got time travel. I mean, fuck, right? Like, what else could you not love about this? Now, again, I'm sure that Insidious 3 and The Last Key, I haven't seen them. I will not see them this year. I'm sure they're good. I'll check them out another point in my life. But, again, I mean, I'm impressed by these first two movies. I really enjoyed, like, the kind of, like, the Shining style ending to this movie where, like, the character who's possessed. So at the end of the first movie, the dad gets possessed by a demon. And then throughout the second movie, they're trying to identify that he's been possessed by a demon. And then, like, the real Josh is trying to escape or whatever. Right, so again, but at the end of this movie, there's, like, really good, like, Shining-ish kind of stuff where he's trying to break a door down with, like, some objects. Right, he's trying to, like, climb through a fucking door, climb through a wall, and kill the fucking bitch and the kids. But the kid who has the astral projection ability goes back into the dream world, finds the dad. They go back in time. There's just some fucking time travel. But then also time travel wraparounds with the first movie, too. I mean, this movie, I thought it was good. Now, the thing I like about Insidious 1 and Insidious 2 is that there's really no rules. A lot of the times, horror movies of this style, like the supernatural ghost horror, right, they kind of, like, build up, like, a really interesting rule set, but then it makes the movie too predictable. You know, like, Paranormal Activity, it gets a little too predictable. You know, like, I've seen one or two Conjuring movies. I know they've got the same lead actor as this series as well. But I haven't seen all the Conjurings, but I've seen a couple of them. I don't know if I've seen the first. I don't know. You know, it was on one time when I was watching it. And I don't know. To me, a lot of, like, the supernatural horror movies, especially in the 2010s, they just feel like they're too predictable. Like, you know, like, okay, there's a spooky ghost. They inhabit you know. But Insidious, they throw all that shit out the window. Yeah, there's a ghost world. But guess what? The ghosts can come in the real world, too, and beat the fucking shit out of you. What? Why? How? Who knows? Who cares? It's fucking Insidious. Right? So, like, the mom is at home taking care of the baby or whatever, and then some fucking bitch just enters, a ghost bitch just enters the physical realm and slaps the shit out of her and knocks her the fuck out. How is that even possible? Because it's fucking Insidious, right? There are no rules. And that's what I like about this movie. You know what? They're thinking, all right, time travel? Fuck it. Let's go in, time travel. Fuck yeah, right? Okay, let's... All right, so we got time travel. Does it make any sense? No. Okay, but whatever. We got dead demons. Okay. And then we got, like, the victims. And I love one of my favorite scenes in this movie is when the victims are interacting with the kids. That was super cool. Again, this movie in general, I just really enjoyed it. I thought that this was a really great sequel. This is what, again, it's one of those things where it's like kind of the same movie. Insidious is just the same movie. It's just a 3-hour-ish movie, right? But cut into 2 parts. And I just, I thought the jump scares, there's a lot of jump scares in 2. A little bit more than I thought that there were in 1, but you know what? Fuck it. I don't know. People have a criticism of jump scares. I say, you know what? Fuck it. It's a jump scare. You're watching a fucking 2010s era horror movie, okay? You gotta expect some motherfucking jump scares, okay? But anyway, I don't know. Like, I just thought that this movie was good. I thought it was a great sequel. And again, I don't know if I can say it's better or worse than the first movie because I feel like it's like, it's just the same movie but in 2 parts. Now, I don't know anything about the other 2 movies. I don't have access to them. I would have to pay for them, and I'm not going to, so maybe I'll watch them at another point. But Insidious 1 and 2, I mean, I just really enjoyed it. I love the dream world stuff. I love the time travel. Like, when I realized that there's time travel in this movie, I was like, oh, fuck yeah. I love, like, when the side characters are going to, like, this old, like, nursing facility or whatever, and there's, like, the set design was really good. I love when the nerd characters start, like, fighting the demon possessed Josh, but then they get owned so bad, and it's, like, kind of, like, a little bit of, like, kind of like a Three Stooges kind of atmosphere. Like, there's just a lot of, like, physical comedy of them getting beaten. Really funny, really entertaining. I love, like, the Shining references at the end. I thought that was great. Overall, this movie, the first movie, it was great. They're both great. I thought they were really good. Again, it's a product of the environment. Is it the best horror movie ever made? No, not even close. But does it shine above the rest of this era, of the 2010s era? My opinion, absolutely. These are really good movies. Now, again, I don't know about 3. I don't know about Last Key. I'll watch those maybe at some point in my life. But so far, I gotta say, Insidious and Insidious Chapter 2, you know what? I thought they're really good. And I like how the continuity works. I like the time travel. I like how they're unpredictable. That's one of the best parts about these movies, is that they're just unpredictable. And that's really the best part of horror, is when you can't predict what's happening, right? Horror should be unpredictable. And like a lot of modern horror, right? A lot of supernatural ghost horror, right? It gets predictable to the point where it's like, I mean, slashers can be a little predictable. Like, the slasher guy is going to kill some of the victims. But the unpredictability is when and how, right? And so, like, horror movies really kind of, they shine when there's a lot of unpredictability. And I feel like Insidious and Insidious Chapter 2 really kind of do that really well. Like, you can't really, like, oh, they're time traveling now? All right, whatever. Oh, the demons can just walk into the physical world without any magical gate or anything, just randomly? All right, sure, whatever. It's all good. And again, there you go. I don't think I have much else to say about this movie. It's a good movie. I enjoyed it. And 1 and 2 go together really well. I don't know about the sequels. I'll watch the sequels another time. But that's Insidious. And tomorrow, I don't know what I'm going to watch. I might pick out a random horror movie again. So I'm not sure. Once again, I should say this in this movie review clip. Tonight on twitch.tv, I will be doing the first video game portion of this annual Halloween marathon, the Spook6ular. The video game portion will begin tonight, Friday, September 30th. I will upload the archives to YouTube, but again, it's going to be a lot better if you show up live. And so that's going to be great. But there you go. That's all I got. And boom. Have I seen Fringe? I have not seen Fringe.